Are we live? This is part 2. My name is Maitland. Hi. Many of you wanted to see my eyes. I can keep my eyes open if you want. It's just really bright. All the lights. So we have to wait for you to get here because what happened, it was a human error. It wasn't spirit. The computer died. So now that we have the computer back in working, I was really excited to talk to you about all the fluffy energy that's coming in for September. What's this say? Oh, second round, second verse, same as the first. Do you know who's going to enjoy making this transcript?
Stop it.
Colleen. Colleen is.
So Maitland, I would just keep on going. I'm going to direct everyone over there as soon as I can get to the. There we go. Yeah, some people have jumped over.
Our apologies. Thank you for finding us again. So I was talking about how Juniper's energy is going to directly come into Mercury when Mercury is doing its retrograde, and all of that guru teacher spiritual energy is going to feed in, and you're going to be bathed with it. So the chakra that I picked for being supported this month is, no surprise, it's the third eye, because you're going to feel like you're getting a little fluff, like a pillow fluff, for your spiritual awareness and awakening and all of your intuition body. And so I picked these. Oh, it's much easier, I guess, when I have my eyes open. That's Lapis Lazuli. We've picked it before. I like lapis. It's a very, very dark indigo color and it has gold speckles in it. And lapis lazuli is big about increasing your spiritual body. So it's all about make it bigger, make it bigger, make it bigger. And I would put this around your bed. And I would put moonstone around your bed too. These two, we have a very sweet, calming, emotionally balancing energy and boosting your spiritual energy. So these will go nicely, especially in sleep state. Your dreams might be a lot more vivid and bigger, just to let you know. I don't think you'll complain about that at all, honestly. So with the third eye being the chakra that is supported, I would suggest, because the mental body is going to kind of be wrung out, I'd like for you to please pay attention to what your thoughts are for the month. If you are a heady person, then you're someone who's going to want to set goals and make sure you're meeting those goals. So create a journal. If you're an emotional person, I want you to find more time to sit still and be with your thoughts and ask yourself, why am I thinking this? Why am I letting space in for this? You have to do these things. And then if you are more of a kinetic person, like very much into your body, and your thoughts and your emotions are kind of secondary to you, then I would say it is time for some sweating. So you can do more exercise or like steam rooms or saunas and just kind of tire the body out so that it can get to a plateau place where it can observe more rather than having response. If you find that you're having too much thoughts this month, then direct them into a specific location. So that could be something as simple as, I'm going to focus on a crystal while I observe my thoughts, or I'm going to get into a movie, or I'm going to read a book, or I'm going to watch the flowers grow. I'm going to observe something intently and put my thoughts on it, because that will help calm and soothe you. So really take the observation seat. So along with this kind of mental clarity around our health and awareness of like food and lifestyle, there's also going to be, like in the middle of the month, a little bit of frustration time that you might see in social media or the government. And though some truths will be boiling out in that arena, but you have specific points in the month where the energy is going to be very clear for your mental body. And that's kind of around September 9th, September 18th, and then I'm going to throw in an October 11th date. And this is when the moons and the planets and everything are in a certain place that the energy that's flowing in is like, hey, we're not going to be distracting you at all. You are totally allowed to think the way, or think with great clarity and see thyself without opinion, without judgment, without critique, or without, what was that one thing that you do that sometimes, assumption, without assuming or expectation. And so these are the times where you have these really clear thoughts and realizations. And you say, oh my gosh, now I know how this is. And now I know how this works. And this is part of those peak spiritual boosts, but they're coming through your mental body, not your emotional or physical body. Oh, I like to share also about the essential oil blend for the month. It's a little bit earthy, but I think it'll be very nice. There are 4 ingredients, and you want to take sandalwood first. And you put 4 drops of sandalwood. It's so bright. You put 3 drops of juniper, 3 drops, 2 drops of frankincense. Frankincense and sandalwood are really good for the throat, and the throat is about trust and honesty, which really feeds a lot of a mental energy in your system. Oh, and the last one is black spruce. So it's a lot of earth smell. The juniper has the sweet touch to it, but I like it because it says, let's increase your spiritual awareness. So when you're in that frequency of the essential oils, it's like getting goosebumps. Your energy fluffs up when it's around it. You can put it in a spray and spritz it on your bed before you go to sleep, or you can even use it. Let me think. Yeah, you can even use it in the shower if you want. So once you have the shower running, you go in there and you spritz a few sprays, and it kind of stays, and the water retains that smell in the shower, which can be very nice. Or you can put it in a diffuser, and so that you can enjoy it forever. Well, for a few hours at least. So for gridding your bed, I would say for this month, Lapis Lazuli, because there's a lot of spiritual growth through mental clarity. I would use Moonstone as well to help calm your emotions. And then I would use black tourmaline, of course, because that grounds you really well. I would use selenite because there is going to be a lot of increasing of your abilities. And if you're still with me, here's the best part of all. I saved it. I saved it for last. The best part is this these mental clarity jumps that boost your spiritual awareness, the 9th, the 18th, and October 11th. You're going to see increased communication with multidimensionals. So this might not mean increased communication personally, like with you, but it might mean, but you're going to see it globally. There's going to be more experiences. There's going to be more books released on it, more podcasts talking about it. It's going to be this like quirky little information in the background in September where you're like, did you notice more of this is coming out? Wonder why. We all know why. But this is the month, if you have been someone saying, I want to increase my relationship or ability to communicate with multidimensionals, please don't give up hope and use September's energy to help you reach that goal. That's all that I have to say. I did want to ask if I was talking so fast, Colleen, did you have any questions that were of clarity? And if not, we get to say our goodbyes.
We had the observation that you have your eyes open, and that's why it's so bright.
It's very bright. This is much better, and this is what I'm used to. And then when I do it this way, it's all the glow of everything in your 3-dimensional world, which is funny because I could talk too long about it. It's just funny because when you see the energy of it, where I'm from, you move right through it and it's no problem. But you have the belief systems that you can't move through it. And so that's when I always hit things and bump things and move into them. But it's really bright when I do this.
Can you go over the drops of the essential oils again?
Yeah. Okay. There's 4 ingredients. And this is the spiritual, like awakening essential oil blend. Sandalwood is 4 drops. Boop, 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 boop. And then there's 3 drops of juniper. Boop, boop, boop. 2 drops of frankincense, boop, boop, and 1 drop of black spruce. It doesn't have to be black spruce, but I like the smell of it. If you don't like spruce, you could probably use a silver fir. That would be really nice, but only 1 drop.
Candle.
Can you make a candle?
You make us all a candle?
I will.
That would be so nice to make candles out of that. To smell that in your home. It's really nice to be able to say you can take your seatbelt off for September.
So Maitland, before we go, we have a question from B as well as Money and Funny. And they would like to know about the economy this month as well as cryptocurrencies. Seems to be a very common question each month to have to go through those as well.
Okay, I will include them from now on. The Bitcoin and the crypto is going to be really volatile in September. So if you are already invested, it's kind of like white knuckling and watching up and down and up and down. And I'd say if you're already, up and down, just kind of stay put for it because it is going to come back to life much later. For non-crypto, what do we call non-crypto now? Just money? Finances? Currency. That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Non-digital currency.
Non-digital currency. There is going to be continued inflation on many of the countries around the globe. And with that, it's just softly encouraging people how to be independent of some of their, for some of their needs, like growing food on their own or trading and sharing with others or buying in groups, large purchases and then divvying them out but amongst neighbors and so forth, which I think is really wonderful. The community is coming together and making those changes. But it's not going to go so far where it really hurts or harms. So my statement before stands true that if you want to do any kind of investments, I would look at investment with properties. I know that there in certain cities, I was going to call them towns, certain locations that housing prices are going to drop because the rates at the banks are really high to get a big loan to purchase them. So some of you will absolutely enjoy that experience. I would also look at gold and silver. I think they're pretty low right now, but in turn, they're going to become higher when the non-crypto currencies are starting to, I don't want to say inflate. It's a weird movement. It's like they're not going to be used anymore. Banks are going to start switching over to digital. And all of your digital stuff, like you look in your online and you've got a number in the bank and you never see your money, that's how it's going to go. There's not going to be print anymore. There's not going to be coin exchange. And so when that starts to happen, owning silver and gold is going to be very valuable. Did that help?
Yes, we have a couple more questions about it. So how many years before we're all crypto globally? What year will that be? All crypto only?
All crypto only, that's going to be a long time because there's going to be so many corporations and actually a few countries that are going to be against it, which sounds really silly, but it's going to be more of a governmental like ploy to get people on certain sides for other reasons. Again, I wish I could say that all governments around the world are really trying to push forward and help humanity, but that's not what is happening. So they're going to be using that for different causes and reasons. So, I mean, only crypto. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can even get to 12 years past before I see it being 100% all. It just won't be a 100% matter. Is there another question in that?
I think we're good. We're going to wrap up for the day.
Thank you so much for being here, Luminaires. And I will apologize for Jamie for not plugging in her computer. I really enjoy doing the live energy update and giving you the insight on what it looks like in September. Again, if you like this, please do the little like thumb thing. And if you're not subscribed yet, you can subscribe and enjoy. There's other things that we can talk about. There's tons of classes and things like that. But that's for another day. Have a beautiful rest of your day and enjoy September.
And we'll see you next week for your class.
That's right. I'm going to talk about Lapis Lazuli, Moonkite, and Moonstone, and essential oils. So if you want to learn more why I picked them and more about the chakras responding for the month, join me for class. That's going to be on YouTube, and you have to be a subscriber. It's the middle tier subscriber that gets you.
Membership, not subscribe.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Membership on YouTube. Middle tier that gets you into the class. Okay. I'll see you later, alligators.
Dr. Wild Crocodile, thank you.
She said thank you so we wouldn't go into like a 15-minute goodbye routine.
Bye.
Bye, Colleen. Bye, Peter.